All right, guys, we are back once again with a new episode of movies that wrestlers played in. Me and my buddy Joe, we're back at it. It's been a while, right?
Yes, sir.
And this time around, we got three movies here. Well, actually, there's four because one of them's a triple pack. But as far as I know, there's no wrestlers in Tango and Cash. But the three movies that we're talking about here today are going to be Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone, another one with Stallone called Over the Top, and a movie with Brad Pitt called Troy. And we're going to go over the wrestlers that played in those movies. And during the video, like the last video, I'll drop in some pictures, maybe a little bit of footage of the movie itself so that you guys can see, you know, what's what and whatnot. So with that being said, people, let's get started. All right, so first up here, I don't think you've seen the movie Troy. Am I correct, Joe?
I have not.
Okay, so I'm going to be going over Troy here real quickly then. Movie with Brad Pitt. This is the director's cut Blu-ray. The wrestler that played in this was, and I don't know, maybe a lot of you won't remember who he is, but it's a guy named Nathan Jones. Now, you know about Nathan Jones, right, Joe?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, he wrestled for the WWF, I think, 2002, 2003?
Yeah, I want to say it was like,
yeah, those years. He didn't wrestle for the WWE that long, you know.
No.
He
wrestled with them for maybe
a year or
a
two.
few months, and, yeah.
Right.
And then, like, next thing you know, boom, he gone.
Yeah, he was gone. But the part he played in the movie wasn't nothing big, but his part was actually pretty cool. It was like, I think, around the beginning of the movie where the main bad guy was going to have his army go up against another army, and then he's telling the other guy, he says, look, we could just like solve this by having one man against another man, you know, put your best man against mine and we'll solve it that way, you know. And that's what they did. So the one leader brought out his guy, which was Nathan Jones, and Nathan Jones, he's built pretty good, you know. He's got the right look.
He's a big motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, he's tall, he's got a good look, he's built pretty good. And so they brought him out, and then the main bad guy brought out had Brad Pitt's character come out, and what was cool is they made it look like, you know, Brad Pitt was going to be in trouble here, but really he wasn't, because he's a very skilled fighter in this movie, and he ends up killing Nathan Jones pretty easily. You know, Nathan Jones throws a few spears at him, he dodges it, and then he pulls out his sword and he fucking comes up and hits him in the fucking I want to say like his shoulder area by his neck, and kills him, you know, which was a pretty cool scene, I thought. And all in all, a pretty good movie that you should definitely check out. So, okay, next up here, we're going to be going over Sylvester Stallone's movie Demolition Man, with also Wesley Snipes, and it's a pretty good 90s action film, I thought.
It was one of like futuristic movies and showing what the future could be like, and you know,
right,
all the cool fucking technology and
right.
And I tell you what, even Sandra Bullock, you know, wasn't that bad looking in Demolition Man.
She still looks pretty good for her age, you know. And fun movie fact. Sylvester Stallone wanted Jackie Chan to be in this movie, and he was actually offered the part of Wesley Snipes' character to play the main bad guy, but he turned it down because he didn't want to be a bad guy. At the time.
I don't think that would have really, the way you see Wesley Snipes, I couldn't picture Jackie Chan
Yeah.
like being like that.
Yeah, and this was a little bit before Jackie Chan became big time in the U.S. He was big time in Hong Kong and all that, but but then a few years later they released Rumble in the Bronx, and that which made him a big time, all around star. But yeah, Stallone wanted him as the main bad guy, but he turned down the role, which I think, you know what? Yeah, it's probably was better that way. And maybe, hopefully, in the future, Jackie Chan and Stallone could do like a cool buddy cop type action movie together,
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, we're sidetracking here. Tell us, Joe, what wrestler was in Demolition Man?
Oh, shit. Oh, that's old Jesse the Body Ventura.
That is correct. We get Jesse Ventura's in this. He doesn't really play a big part or nothing, but
he plays like a really small fucking part. He's in like one scene where they're all sitting around the fucking table,
right,
talking about this and that,
right,
and and Jesse the Body has a little bit of dialogue, and it's like that's it.
Yeah,
you don't see him no more after that,
which is weird. And I'm gonna guess, he probably had more scenes filmed, but were just cut out of the movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, he didn't have a small part, but he did. It was cool. He was in the movie. I'm guessing he's in the movie because Joel Silver is the producer of Demolition Man, which Joel Silver is also the producer of Predator, which Jesse Ventura played, in that movie. So I'm guessing, he wanted him in this film as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's my only guess. But, yeah, a good movie. But yeah, he didn't have a big part. I'm gonna guess. A lot of scenes were cut out. I don't know. That's just the way I'm seeing it, because I noticed even with the end fight scene, Stallone didn't take on a whole bunch of these guys. You don't see them anymore.
And that's true. He did. The only person I really remember him fighting was just him fighting Wesley Snipes at the end.
Yeah, there was a few guys, I want to say 2, maybe 3 guys that hit Stallone and Sandra Bullock took on, and I'm like, where's the rest of his gang?
Yeah.
And it's like all of that was completely cut out or something. Like I said, it's just odd like that, but shit happens. All in all, a good movie though.
Yeah. Wesley Snipes' death scene, man, I thought that was kind of a little over the top. The fucking guy gets frozen, so he's completely fucking frozen, so he's fucking dead.
Yeah, and then he kicks his head off.
And Stallone's like, oh, just for the hell of it, fucking, I'm gonna kick his fucking head off while he's fucking frozen solid. That was. I'm sorry, but that to me was a fucking pussy move.
That was overkill, bro. He wanted to make sure he was dead, dude.
The dude was already fucking dead. It's like, why did you have to kick his fucking head off for?
I mean, to add to the movie, I don't know. But
well, you know what it was. I see why it was. Is because he wanted to make sure that fucker was dead.
Yeah, completely dead.
I want to make sure this fucker. I don't want him to get frozen and then get thawed out.
Right.
And be fucking back to his old. He didn't want. Because you know what? If you really look at it, Stallone really couldn't have took fucking Wesley Snipes. Every time they fought, Wesley Snipes was getting the better of them. Every time they fought. Pretty much.
Well, Wesley Snipes was pretty good in martial arts, so he was really kicking some ass.
He was, dude.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to say that was probably one of Wesley Snipes' biggest badass films.
Well, yeah. I mean, also Blade was very good too.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, good movie.
I liked Wesley Snipes' look. I like how they did the 2 different colored eyes. And
right.
Just this is whole look. He had that look like he was just a fucking asshole.
Yeah, and he played one pretty good. So, yeah, so Jesse the Body Ventura, he had a small part in Demolition Man. And now...
Oh, great fucking film.
Oh, yeah, a good action film. I definitely highly recommend it. A great 90s action movie. So now, we are now moving on to Over the Top, buddy. From what?
One of my personal favorites.
Yeah, from what, 19, I think 87? 88?
Yeah.
87 or 88 this film came out.
Oh, yeah.
Stallone's Over the Top. And I noticed that this film doesn't get talked about like a whole lot. But it's all good, you know. So
It's still a good, very good fucking movie. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything in it. You got your drama,
Right.
you got your action, you got your comedy.
right, and if
You know?
if you're a fan of arm wrestling, obviously you've seen this movie. You know, this is a movie about arm wrestling and a father connecting with a son. You know,
Yeah, a son that he hasn't seen, you know, through the kid's whole life, and you know,
right, and then
just
finally
trying to want to be, you know,
reestablish, you know, a relationship with him and whatnot, which he has trouble at the beginning, but then slowly, you know,
yeah.
it-
I mean, the kid starts warming up to him.
Right.
They start, you know, connecting, and then,
Right.
you know, what's fucked up is halfway through the movie, you know, they go, like, they're driving because they're going to go, like, to the hospital where, you know, the kid's mom and the guy's wife is going, like, it's supposed to have, like, heart surgery or shit. They get there,
Right,
the doctor
little-
tells them,
it's
like,
too
I'm
late.
sorry, but your wife died this morning.
yeah,
And the son wound up turning on the fucking father, saying, like, if you would have been, we would have been just driving, I could have been with her. Which, you know, I mean, I feel for the kid, you know. I mean,
Right.
that is, you know, fucking hard.
it was yeah. If he would have went with his grandfather or whatever, he would have been there sooner.
Yeah, I mean, either he could have been there sooner, or he would have been there. He would have been able to, you know, spend the last few days of his mother's life with her.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that-
And because he got picked up by Sylvester Stallone, and you know he chose to fucking drive the whole way there instead
Right.
of just flying.
Well, yeah, but that was because, you know, the mother wanted Stallone to pick him up and have time with him and stuff.
Yeah.
That was by her request, you know.
Yeah, because, you know, I think in a way she probably knew that she wasn't going to make it through that, and she wanted this, you know, father, you know, Sylvester Stallone and the kid to fucking get reacquainted so the father can look after him,
Right.
You know, take over her duty.
Right. And so let us know, Joe, what wrestler played in this movie?
That would be the legendary, middle-aged and crazy fucking Terry Funk.
That is correct. And I can tell you right now, he had one of the like coolest scenes in this movie, which we're going to go over right now. Which happens kind of around the end of the movie. He plays like the bodyguard of the grandfather, and
him and the grandfather. Like the grandfather just basically wants Sylvester Stallone out of his fucking life.
Right,
Like,
big time.
He takes him up to that fucking hotel and tells him out there across the street in the parking lot. That's one of the finest rigs that money can buy. He's like, you want it, it's yours. He's like, and here's a check for $500,000. Take it. Get the hell out of my life.
That's correct. And then you know, Stallone goes to leave, and then his
Terry Funk standing there by the door, and he tells him, he's like, Mr. Cutler is talking
to you.
He's just like, I'm through talking. Fucking Terry Funk just shoves him.
Right.
And fucking Stallone takes a couple steps back.
Right.
Comes back at him, just socks him in the gut, and like throws him through the fucking glass door.
He socks him in the stomach, and he fucking throws him through the glass window door, right? And, you know, I noticed something about that scene which was really crazy, I thought, and, like, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Is Stallone must have told Terry Funk to really shove his ass. Because
when you hear the smack
right.
of him just, like pushing up against them, like, it's not just like a push, it's almost like
right.
he just, like, threw his hands up on him and went, like...
Yeah,
you know, like,
it's like a... right, it's a push hit. I don't know how to explain it, but he hits his ass pretty hard. And I'm telling you now, Stallone must have told him, look, just hit me as hard as you want. You know.
And Mr. Cutler is talking to you.
I'm through talking.
Because
look at, that wouldn't have been no different than like how Stallone's always been like that
right.
in early movies. Like when he fought Hulk Hogan in Rocky 3.
Right.
Hey, just lay it to me, bro.
Right, yeah.
Lay it to me.
I remember, Stallone told Hulk Hogan to just go ahead and treat me like you do any other wrestler, during Rocky 3. And
if you go back and you watch that, all those fucking hits that he was hitting Stallone with, those were fucking real, fucking real deal
hits,
fucking shots.
Yeah, well, that's how Stallone was, though. He back in his day, he was like, look, man, let's just do it. Let's go all out. He was a tough motherfucker.
It's funny. It almost cost him, though, in Rocky 4.
Oh, yeah.
He told fucking Dolph Lundgren
to go all out.
Me, dude.
Yeah, and he did.
He hit him right in the chest and almost fucking blew his heart up.
Yeah, he messed him up bad. He was in the hospital. But Terry Funk shoves his ass pretty hard, man. I was like, whoa, yeah, that was like a real shove. you know?
But did you notice something I noticed about after that scene? I see why that scene was put in there because, you figure right before that scene, Stallone lost his first arm wrestling match. Now, if he would have lost one more, he'd been out of the competition.
Right.
And he kind of was losing, he was kind of losing his edge.
Yeah, his fire, and that kind of like brought the fire back in him.
Because, look how he was, not just with that scene, but even after that. They fucking had, he arm wrestled the guy that beat him last round, and it was a totally different story. Like, fucking Stallone had that fucking fire.
Yeah, he had that drive.
You can even see it when they're arm wrestling. He's just like, fucking screaming. And after he wins, I love how he just, like, stalks the table afterwards. He's like, yeah.
And, that's the one thing I got to hand over to Stallone, man. He's a fan of wrestlers. That's why you see wrestlers in his movies over the years, even to this day.
Hogan, Terry Funk, Jesse the Body Ventura.
Batista, Stone Cold in The Expendables. And he's still, he's had Batista in those Escape Plan movies, and it's cool that he works with those tough guys because he is a tough guy himself, and he's still kicking ass. So I have a lot of respect for Stallone.
Is he in like 60s now?
No, dude, Homeboy's in his 70s and still fucking doing movies. That's incredible. But, this, maybe one day me and my buddy Joe here, we're going to do a full-on review about Over the Top because we know this movie well.
It's one of those movies, people, that needs more fucking attention to it because it is one of the fucking greatest. There can be your fucking movie critics out there.
Right.
Shit, this movie was terrible.
No.
And the one thing why it doesn't get the recognition, because it gets a lot of shit on, is because of the fucking kid in that movie.
Right.
David Mendenhall.
Right, I've heard a lot of people say it's cheesy because of the kid and whatnot, but you got to look past all that,
Because the kid, through most of the movie, the kid's always fucking crying.
Right, but that's his character.
He's trying to run away from Stallone, and Stallone catches him. He cries again later when he fucking gets beaten arm wrestling. He cries when his mom dies.
Yeah.
He cries.
Right.
He cries. People just like thinking, like, man, that kid just cried way too much in that fucking movie.
But he did come around, and on top of that, there's a lot of good dialogue in the film, and there's a lot of really cool scenes. Like, during an arm wrestling match, these two guys were arm wrestling, and one of these guys' arms it snapped. It literally snapped, and I believe that was for real. It looked, I don't know how else to explain it. This dude's arm snapped, and then
you clearly see his
arm pop.
If you watch the one part of his arm from where it connects from your hand to your forearm, to your
Right.
shoulder.
It popped.
That whole area, you watch that area when he gets his arm driven down, you see something snap.
Yeah, it was like, whoa, they kept that in the movie. That's cool, and I love the scene where with the kid, Stallone has his son wrestle this other kid. That was a really good scene. Which you guys can check out on YouTube and whatnot. And but yeah,
You know what?
yeah.
I say that was a good scene because that was one of the scenes the kid gets beat first and he goes out crying.
Right.
And his dad telling him like why he's having him do this because the kid's always been so used to being treated like a spoiled brat.
Right. He says if you want something, you got to take it. Type thing.
Yeah. Then that's true. You can't just expect to get fucking everything handed to you. If there's something you really, really want, you got to go out there and fucking earn it.
Exactly. But we're going to go ahead and wrap it up because this probably went on for a while. But yes.
You know what? That's how we do, bro. We start talking about movies, man. We can
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about them all day and night.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, stay tuned. Maybe in the future, me and my buddy Joe, we'll do a full-on review of Over the Top. But anyways, we're gonna wrap this one up. That was another episode, guys, of movies that wrestlers played in. I hope you all enjoyed. And we're out of here. Have a great day, people.
Later on.
Peace.